You needed a job. Any job. The sign in the window said $15 an hour. No experience required. So you took it. First week, they hand you a script and a calculator. Second week, you stop needing the calculator. By month 3, you can look at someone walking through that door and know before they even sit down exactly how many times they'll be back. Nobody teaches you that. You just learn it. And once you learn it, you can't unlearn it. There are more of these stores in this country than there are McDonald's. You've driven past 100 of them. You've probably never been inside one. 12 million Americans walk through those doors every single year. Almost none of them understand what they're actually signing. This is what it looks like from the other side of the counter, not the customer's side. Yours. Level 1. Your first customer. Training took 4 days. Most of it was about the register and the cameras. 20 minutes were about the actual loans. That part they went through quickly. Your manager's name was Russ. He'd been doing this for 19 years. He told you the most important rule on your first morning. Never say the word debt. We say advance, we say bridge, we say getting you to Friday. You wrote it down. It seemed like a small thing at the time. Your first customer came in on a Tuesday afternoon. Her name was Marisol. She worked nights at a nursing facility. Her car needed a new alternator, $320. That was the whole problem. You typed her information in. The system approved her in under 90 seconds. It didn't ask what she earned. It only asked when she got paid. You slid the agreement across the counter and pointed to where she should sign. She signed it without reading it. Almost everyone does. She thanked you twice on her way out. She seemed genuinely relieved. You felt good about it. You'd helped someone. That's what it felt like. Russ watched the whole thing from the back. He said you'd done it perfectly. Level 2, the math you weren't supposed to learn. Marisol borrowed $320. The fee was $45 on $320. That sounds almost reasonable. It sounds like about 14%. That's what most people assume. But that fee isn't for a year, it's for 14 days. Annualized, that same loan runs at roughly 390%. You did that math yourself, on your phone, in the parking lot after your shift. You ran it 3 times because you thought you'd made a mistake. You hadn't. That's just what the number is. The next morning you asked Russ about it. He didn't get defensive at all. Nobody's borrowing it for a year, he said, so the yearly number's meaningless. And technically he was right. Almost nobody borrows it for a year. They borrow it for 2 weeks. Then they borrow it again and again after that. The average customer takes out 8 of these a year. For comparison, a credit card most people consider expensive runs at 24%. The people walking into that store couldn't get the 24% one. That's exactly why they were there, which means the yearly number wasn't meaningless at all. It was just impolite. That was the week you stopped needing the calculator. Level 3, the regulars. Marisol came back 14 days later, right on schedule. She paid the $45 fee, then she borrowed the $320 again. That's called a rollover. The industry has a much friendlier word for it. She apologized to you while she did it. She said next month would be easier. You told her it was completely fine. That part was true. It was fine. For the store, it was better than fine. It was the entire business model. Roughly 70% of the money that store made came from repeat borrowers. There was a man named Dale who came in every second Thursday for 2 years. He always brought exact change for the fee. He always apologized for taking your time. He'd originally borrowed $400. That was 3 years before you started. He'd paid the store somewhere around $4,000 since then. He still owed the $400. You looked at that history for a long time one slow afternoon. You started recognizing cars in the parking lot before the people got out of them. You knew who'd be in on the 1st of the month. You knew who'd be in on the 15th. That's the part nobody warns you about. You don't learn a system, you learn people. Level 4, your first commission bonus. 4 months in, Russ explained the bonus structure to you properly. You didn't get paid for approving loans. You got paid for renewals, which meant your paycheck went up when people couldn't pay you back. Nobody says it that way, of course. On the sheet, it's called our customer retention. Your first bonus was $218. You used it to catch up on your own electric bill. That's the part that stayed with you. You needed that money too. You started noticing how you talk to people. Small things. Word choices. You can just renew today and deal with it next payday. You said that a lot. It was helpful. It was also exactly what the bonus structure wanted you to say. Both of those things were true at the same time. That's what made it hard. Marisol renewed 9 times that year. You processed most of them personally. She never once complained. Not to you, not to anyone. She always said thank you every single time. That was the worst part. Level 5. The one who didn't come back. Dale missed a Thursday in February. You noticed immediately. He'd never missed one in 2 years. Not once. The system flagged the account automatically on day 4. Russ told you to start the call sequence. 3 calls a day. That was policy. You called Dale 11 times over 4 days. He never picked up once. On the 5th day, his daughter called the store back instead. She told you her father had a stroke on the 2nd of the month. She asked you to stop calling. You said, of course. You meant it. Then you opened the account and read what the system required you to do next. The account didn't have a field for what she'd just told you. There were 4 options. You picked the closest one and moved on. The file went to a third-party collections agency 11 days later. Automatically. Nobody decided that. No person signed off on it. It was just the schedule. You looked at Dale's empty parking spot for a while that afternoon. Somebody else parked there the following week. You never found out who. You told Russ what the daughter had said on the phone. He listened carefully and nodded. Then he said the thing you'd remember longest. That's genuinely awful. Did you log it? He meant both halves of that sentence. He wasn't being cruel. He'd just been here 19 years. That was the first night you couldn't sleep because of this job. Level 6, they offer you the manager job. Russ transferred to a bigger district in March. He recommended you for his position. The salary was $52,000 a year, nearly double what you were making. Health insurance. Paid time off. Things you hadn't had in 4 years. You took the letter home and put it on your kitchen table and looked at it. The manager bonus wasn't based on renewals, it was based on the whole store's renewals, which meant it wouldn't be your conversations anymore, it'd be everyone's. You thought about Marisol, you thought about Dale's daughter on the phone, then you thought about your own electric bill and the fact that you needed this too. That's the trap almost nobody talks about. It isn't villains running these places. It's people who needed a job, doing exactly what the incentive structure told them to do. You didn't sign it that night. You didn't turn it down either. You just kept working. 2 more weeks, then 3. The letter stayed on the table. Level 7, what you do with it. Marisol came in on a Tuesday in April. Same scrubs, same tired composure. Her 12th renewal. She had the fee counted out before she reached the counter. And you did something that wasn't in the script. You told her the actual number. You told her what she'd paid in fees over 14 months. $540 on an original loan of $320 that she still owed in full. She was quiet for a long moment. Then she asked if there was any other option. There was. There always had been. It just wasn't something you were told to mention. A credit union 3 miles away. Small dollar loans at 28% instead of $391. She looked at the paper. Then she looked at you for a second longer than felt comfortable. She took the paper. She paid the fee anyway that day because she had to, but she never came back after that one. Not once. Your renewal numbers dropped that quarter. Not dramatically, just enough to notice. You started writing that credit union's name down for other people too. Quietly, not every time. Some of them took it. Most of them didn't. A few came back and thanked you months later. Nobody ever caught you doing it. Somehow that bothered you more than getting caught would have. You never signed the manager letter. You gave notice in June. Nobody was angry about it. Somebody else started the following Monday. The store is still open. The sign still says $15 an hour. 12 million people will walk through doors like that one again this year. Almost none of them are being lied to. That's what makes it work. Everything is disclosed. Everything is legal. Every number is printed right there on the page. The system doesn't need anyone to lie. It just needs people who are out of options. And it needs someone behind the counter who needs the job. For 11 months, that person was you. Nobody in that building was a villain. That's exactly why it keeps working. Thanks for watching all the way through. See you in the next one.